if you were on the fence about going to go get a vasectomy, here's your sign. Go get a vasectomy. You're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your lady as well. The reason I say that is because women's health care, let alone birth control, is horrendous, especially if you live in the US. My wife had an IUD in for about 4 years and she got it taken out last year, and her body is still trying to recover from having that IUD in for so long. Now I know, sharp objects around your man parts don't sound fun. I get it, I understand. But I promise you, it is not as bad as you think. On top of that, it is easier, as well as it's better for you as a man to get a vasectomy than it is for your woman to be on birth control. I promise. And I feel like a few people are going to ask, how was my experience? So I feel like I'd rather get ahead of it and go ahead and explain how my experience was during the process. Now, the way I explain this might give you a mental image in your head. So if you don't want that, now is your time to scroll. 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. So for me, the total process took anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes long. And yes, I was awake. Now, you do have the option of being put to sleep, and if you choose that, you are not less of a man. That's just your personal preference. But it wasn't bad enough for me to want to go to sleep. Is it painful? No. And I'm not just saying that because I have a higher pain tolerance. Literally, it does not hurt. Now, you're going to feel some tugging and you're going to feel some pulling, but you're not going to feel any pain. At least I didn't. So what they had me do is they had me put on the gown with my back out, and they had me lay down on the table. Then they grabbed a towel and they tucked it underneath my boys. And then they grabbed the needle. Now I know, once again, sharp objects around your boys don't sound like a fun time, but it's okay. Because within the syringe is numbing medicine. So what they do is they grab you, they inject the numbing medicine, they wait a little bit, then they ask you, hey, can you feel this? And they go to pinch you. And once again, you're going to feel some tugging and some pulling because obviously they're touching you, but you shouldn't feel pain. And if you do, right there in that moment is the time for you to say, hey, you know what? Can you give me another injection? And they will. And keep in mind that they only do one side at a time. So once you're all numbed up, that's when they start to get to work. So they grab a scalpel. Once again, sharp objects, I know, I understand. It's okay. They cut you open. They cut the area they need to cut. For me, they burnt it. And then they sewed me back up, and then they did the same on the other side. It sounds painful, but I guarantee you that the medicine they use, you're going to be numb, and it's okay. Once I got done, I waddled out of there, and they recommend just icing it. They gave me a little medication, and I was out for about maybe a week to 2 weeks at most, just icing my boys. Then after that recovery period, I was able to go run 5 miles like it was nothing. It was quick, it was easy, and it was painless. Now, what they do have you do is make sure that all your soldiers aren't marching anymore, if you know what I mean. So essentially, they have you empty the clip, and then they have you bring it in so they can test it to make sure your soldiers are no longer marching. And once they know you're shooting blanks, you are then good to go. Now, if you and your lady decide down the line that you want to have children, guess what? You can get it reversed. I had a friend I was in the military with who got it reversed twice. He got a vasectomy, then got it reversed, and got a vasectomy, and got it reversed again, and then got a vasectomy again. His children came out with no complications, and then he also had no complications as far as having a surgery and then getting reversed, and then having a surgery and getting reversed again, and then having a surgery again. So, if you and your lady were considering you getting a vasectomy, go get it. It's not that bad. Go get it. Also, keep in mind that you are not just doing it for you, you are doing it for your lady as well.